Hi, I'm Pierce from Evans Cycles. As part of our partnership with Prudential RideLondon, Evans Cycles rolling mechanics known as the E-Team will be riding the course on the day. They'll be wearing kit just like this, so you can recognise them. They'll be carrying a load of spare inner tubes, pumps, tyre levers, and they'll be on the lookout for anybody who has a puncture or any mechanical issues. If you are unlucky enough on the day to have any problems and you do see us, then just give us a wave, give us a shout, and we'd be more than happy to come and help. If, however, you don't see us, we're going to run through some of the basics of maintenance now. In this video, we're going to show you the basics of how to change a puncture at the side of the road if you're unlucky enough to get one. First thing you're going to need to do is to undo the quick release on your brake caliper. If you've got a disc brake, you're not going to need to do this step. That just gives you enough room to be able to get the tyre out from the caliper and get the wheel out. You're then going to need to undo the quick release on your wheel. Some of you may have a through axle, in which case you will have an Allen key bolt to undo on that. Once you've got the wheel out, we need to get the tyre off. So first thing to do is to release the bolt from the valve, and then getting a tyre lever, we're going to pop that into one side of the tyre and hook that into the spoke. We're going to get our second tyre lever and we're going to come along about 5 or 6 inches and pop that under the other side as well. We can then work the tyre lever around the edge of the rim, working the tyre off the side. Once you've got one side of the tyre off, we can then take our punctured tube off the rim, pulling that away. We can take that home with us to fix later on. Now, a very important step here is to check that whatever punctured your tube in the first place isn't still in the tyre. So to do that, you're going to be very careful and just check the inside of the tyre all the way around, making sure that there's nothing sharp, no bits of glass or thorn or flint still inside the tyre. Then we're going to take our new tube and we're going to put a couple of pumps of air inside it just to give it a little bit of shape. This just makes it slightly easier for us not to pinch the tube when we're putting it in. So then we take the valve, we're going to pop it into the rim, noting that the valve hole and the valve stem are in line with the logo of the tyre. That just means that you know exactly where your valve is, and it means that next time if you do have another puncture, you're going to know where on the tube is in relation to the tyre. Then going to start working the tube inside the tyre. And then, very important step, working from the valve all the way around. We're just going to roll the tube with the tyre so that it starts to sit inside the rim rather than just inside the tyre itself. Again, that's just going to help it stop from pinching. And then coming back to the valve, we're going to start to pop the side of the tyre onto the rim, working around the sides of the rim at the same time, working back up to the top. When you get back up to the top, it's going to start getting a bit harder. You can work a little bit at a time. If it starts getting really, really tough and you can't get any further, if you flip the wheel round, go to the other side of the tyre and press the other side of the tyre further into the centre of the rim, it just slackens the tyre off that little bit, means you can get the tyre on to the other side. Flip the tyre back round, work those last little bits on. We're then going to put a little bit of air into the wheel, just to give it a little bit of shape, make sure it's all going in and inflating properly and it's not punctured again. Once we've got a bit of air in there, we can then take our wheel, pop it back onto the bike, making sure to tighten our quick release, and then making sure to redo the quick release on our brake caliper as well. So remember, if you do have any problems out on the course and you do see any of the E-team riding, just give them a shout, give them a wave. They'll be more than happy to come and help.